You're listening to episode 15 of the Couples Cast. I'm Johnny.
I'm Melanie, and it's August 14th.
You're on such a roll, 2 weeks in a row, and then done.
Well, I know tomorrow's the 15th. Well, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, today is August 14th, 2015.
Hopefully it'll be posted by the time.
I'm Melanie, and that's Johnny.
Hopefully this will be posted on the 14th. If not, we
15th.
died.
Well, it's one of the two.
Yeah. So, how you been?
Well, not too bad, despite we got a little bit of a sunburn today.
Yeah, today we drove about an hour out of our town to a little town called Sussex, because every year in August they have this antique auto show has a gigantic flea market, and when I say gigantic,
this was a lot bigger than it was previously.
Yeah, like this was holy crap. Like we didn't even see everything. Like we got there around 11. And we left around 3 o'clock. Like, we're there for 4.5 hours, and we maybe got halfway through.
Barely halfway through.
And
maybe even around the halfway mark.
And we basically, like, at one point just gave up, and I was looking for an ATM to get money out for food, and then we found an indoor thing, and yeah, then I found more stuff to buy. I'm not gonna spoil what I bought.
Nah,
I'll tell you. Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you know one thing I bought. I tweeted out that I bought a Kevin Nash figure, and I actually found a Super Shredder figure from TMNT2. Super Shredder.
I can't help it. Thank you, CM Punk, for mentioning that.
Yeah, he's just like, I call you Super Shredder. I don't think half the people in the audience would get it, and then a Super Shredder chant breaks out. What do you also call? You called him Oz, Johnny Giraffe, Diesel, any other
almost
dumb
every other character he's portrayed.
Yeah, I tweeted that out. I finally found Krang's brain.
Finally?
So now I can put that into Krang's body.
After how many years?
Like 3 or 4. 5. Actually, I think I've had that I've had the Krang figure for about maybe 5 or 6 years.
Well, you mentioned in a video that you posted a long time ago, so we'll find out what year that was.
It might be like far beyond the YouTube. I don't know. Maybe when I first started
around
YouTube.
there somewhere.
Yeah, it might be on a. It actually it's not on the blip thing.
All right.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'll spoil one other thing. We got some new wrestling games for the old Xbox. Basically, I have all the
Don't mention them all. Just mention you got what in the rough stuff.
I got the WWE games, all of them now for the original Xbox. So look forward to either Let's Plays on this one or on Remy and I's channel whenever we finally get that up and running. Hopefully soon. We're actually waiting for one of his buddies to make a website. And I haven't 100% confirmed them with this, but I am pitching the idea of us doing one-off episodes of Couples Play exclusively for the for that website. Kind of like if you guys know Two Best Friends Play or now Super Best Friends Play. They have an exclusive episode that they do for Machinima, which is just kind of like a chopped up LP of like the newest game that's out. You know, just like the best stuff, like
the best of.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing that as opposed to our rip-off Game Grump style. I'm gonna put this pen away because I keep playing with it.
You have quite a bit of a habit of that.
Yeah. Well, I'll spoil one thing.
Then again,
we'll spoil one thing. Also, I bought you.
Well, it's on Twitter, on both our Twitters. So
yeah.
My Instagram.
Yeah, we found a cute little plushy Pikachu.
In perfect condition.
Actually, there's like some snips down here. I think it might have been.
No.
Oh, no, they're hoops.
They're little hoops. I think it's supposed to go loop-de-loop or something. I don't know.
I don't know. So, Melanie was looking at it. She's like, oh, that's cute. And I was just like, I'll buy that for you. So I went up and there was a little girl that it was her stuff. I said, how much for the Pikachu? She said, $1. I'm like, okay. I gave her a toonie. She said, thank you. And then that was it.
We couldn't fight with that. I mean, for crying out loud, this was too cute.
Well, at first I just turned to Mel and I said, I didn't get my change. And then I turned back and I was like, well, was it $1 or $2? She's like, I'm in between $1 and $2. And I said, all right, I'll buy it for $2. She was too cute for me to haggle $1.
There's too many cute. And there was a lot of cute kids around today.
Yeah. So. Right, quickly before we get into anything else, we're finally back on track. As you notice, the title card looks like it did
better.
Before. Last week's episode had this really crappy title card because I did it all on Windows Live Movie Maker on Windows 10 on the new laptop because at the time our PC was still
in the shop
getting upgraded. I was scrambling for pieces. Actually, the guy and I were scrambling for pieces trying to get it put back together, but we finally got it up and running. And oh man, if you guys were in my Hitbox and my Twitch streams, this thing is running 720p, consistent 30 frames per second streams. I've got it set up now where I'm trying to do 60 frames per second. That way, you guys can see everything I see a whole lot better. But from what I understand is that this beast can handle it. So upgrades aren't 100% yet because I still got to put some more RAM into it. Right now we're only running 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM, but it's got 6 slots in there, so I want to put everything. I want to just fill every crevice of this motherboard that I only got for $20 plus the processor. And the only thing that was wrong was that there was one bent little prong in there, and he fixed it with a toothpick. Yeah. So I lucked out. Bought a heatsink for $15 off of a guy in my hometown. Thanks for that. And you know, and I had to buy a new graphics card obviously to handle the frame rates, but man, everything's working so great. Hopefully this is the end of our troubles until the next new thing comes out, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I had to get that going. So expect better quality streams from us, especially I'm going to officially announce it now. We are going to be participating in Extra Life this year. If you guys don't know what Extra Life is, it is it's an organization that gamers come together to help raise money for children's hospitals. It goes all across North America with various children's hospitals that you can, pledge for or, form a team for. We were thinking of forming our own team, but someone in the forums from the local sci-fi con that we go to was advertising theirs, and I just reached out to them and said, "Hey, we're thinking about doing this because and this is for the IWK Children's Hospital in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. This means a lot to us. We're not going to go too deep into it just because I don't want Melanie to get too emotional about it.
John, I'm fine with it. Go ahead."
Okay, so it's basically where Melanie, when she was born, she was getting taken care of.
It was 3 months. I was born 3 months early. I was immediately rushed from Charlottetown to Halifax. I stayed there in intensive care for quite some time, and had two different surgeries. One was open heart surgery, and another one was basically to reinflate a lung. My lungs weren't completely developed, so my lungs are... I occasionally am a little sensitive to certain things, so it's not really a big a deal. I also have scars in my heels, basically where they put the IVs and stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much the rough story of it. So, yeah. So I was there for a month. I came home on my mom's birthday.
So without the care and the facilities and everything for the IWK,
and the fact I might that not have them in my life. I was against the odds, so yeah. The doctor said a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do. I'm like, booyah!
I think shout out to Caden, G1 of Screwattack, who did this last year, and she told the story about the IWK, how she had a friend who actually was not just there as a child, but also there as a young adult, and met her future husband there too, and they were both really sick. One of the great things that she told me is that the doctors told them because of how ill they were and because of all the problems they've been having, they may not have children. So lo and behold, while she was still living here in the Maritimes, she was walking down the street and she saw her friend. She said, "Hey, what's going on?" And she goes, "Well, I'm on the way to go to my doctor and flip him the bird because I just found out I'm pregnant."
Nice.
Yeah, I always love that.
Like I said, booyah.
That's such a touching story,
Defying
and
the odds.
That's why I wanted to do it. Unfortunately, Caden will not be doing her stream this year, but we will be doing a stream on the game day.
Of her.
Well, she said too that she's going to help us out too and spread the word to the other G1s and the other people in the community. Hopefully, maybe she'll host us on her Twitch. Whatever, we'll
Who's
see.
to know?
But basically, we're going to be doing this on the game date, which I think is November 7th. It's the first Saturday of November. This is a time
After
where everyone. This is the time where everyone gets together to, as a community, we all support each other. We all, pledge, and we're part of a team called I almost said IHW.
Wrong thing, hun.
IWK Champions. And the team's personal goal is $1,500, which right now I think we're sitting at $100 total from several people on the team. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to put this out here. I want us to hit this goal, but I also have a personal goal that's going to be happening during our cast. If we, as individuals, as the couples play, and we're going to have special guests that are going to come in. We're going to be going 24 hours, obviously.
Or at least try to.
No, definitely. Like, before, we've had so many problems with 24-hour casts where it's just...
Our internet crapped out.
Internet craps out. Elgato craps out. PC craps out. Or there was one time I tried to do one for followers, and I was just, like, so defeated and so depressed. I was just like, I don't want to do this. But we, through hell or high water, we are going to do 24 hours. Even if it goes down, whatever time it goes down, we will make up. So be prepared for a 24-hour stream. It's going to be more family-friendly than the streams that you're normally accustomed to and the videos that we're more accustomed to because we are playing for a charity. But we, as couples play, have our own personal goal. Yes. Right now, I'm in the process of growing my hair out.
Oh, right.
Normally, I don't always grow out my hair. But I'm going to try and get as long as possible for November, which doesn't leave me too much. And I've got really, really short hair. But
it doesn't grow that fast
I want everyone to spread the word for this. I'm going to be doing this at my work, too. Hopefully, I'm going to get my coworkers on this. I'm going to post, on bulletin boards and, in emails and stuff.
A poster for, the gaming community, posted to, GameZilla and places like that.
I'm going everywhere with this. So, if we as a couples play can reach $1,000 donations, I will dye my hair any ridiculous color that donators or the chat wants. So here's what will happen. I won't be doing it live on that cast, obviously, because we're gonna leave it up to the people to vote on what color they're gonna dye my hair. But what will happen is we'll leave it up to the vote. As soon as we hit 1,000. Then we'll put the vote out to the people. I'll make a straw poll. We'll put it out to the people. You guys vote what color you want my hair dyed. Then the week after, we'll do a live stream of me playing games and getting my hair dyed. And for people who can't make it, I will post the video up on Extra Life or on my Twitter and obviously on my YouTube. It'll go up there. So that's our personal goal. The team is their goal is 1,500. My personal goal, I want us as the couples play. In our stream, I want us to reach 1,000. And if we reach 1,000, you guys can pick as to what ridiculous hair color I will be dyed. And I will keep that for undetermined amount of time. Probably keep it for a week, probably not. I think it's I don't know how long you want to keep it for so that when I do buzz it off, it's not going to leave any residual. Because I do eventually want to have normal hair again. So that's that. I just want to get that out of the way. Follow us on, it's going to be on my Twitch stream, on twitch.tv/JohnnyLChase, and because I have the restream, we'll also be doing it on Hitbox.
I'll probably be hosting it, so...
And so also, too, is that because we are now, have the open partnership with Hitbox, any ad revenue we make from running ads, those proceeds will go towards IWK and Extra Life as well. Also, too, if anyone subs on Hitbox during that time, the proceeds I get from that will also go that month's subscription. That will also go to Extra Life. So I'm giving you guys a whole lot of incentives to donate, subscribe. Also, too, we do have the donator alerts. I'm gonna have our own thing from Extra Life that's gonna help us tally donations. Because you got to make the donation directly on Extra Life's site. Twitch alerts or stream tips. Okay. It's gonna be too much of a pain to transfer that money around. But I will say though that if anyone accidentally clicks on the donate buttons, either on Twitch or Hitbox, we will just we'll add that to the total afterwards. But we're just kind of going on the Extra Life stuff. So Okay, so let's get into
Topics.
let's get into our topics now. So we talked about the PC and we talked about the Extra Life stream. I'll start off first. Man, Canadians don't like Roman Reigns apparently.
Really?
At a live event in Victoria, BC,
Oh, boy.
Roman Reigns was taking on Bray Wyatt in a Victoria street fight. That's the thing. They always like to take the name of the city and tag street fight onto it.
That doesn't sound right.
Basically, for these street fights, it is whack each other with a kendo stick. It was a sad state of stare. Sheamus and Randy Orton had one when they came by. I think it was Randy Orton. I can't remember if he was feuding with him or not. Anyways,
That's close to where
some
Alexander
fan
My bro.
decided to go out and buy a steel briefcase and paint it up to look like Money in the Bank, which currently is being held by Sheamus. And they decided that during this match to huck the Money in the Bank briefcase at Roman Reigns, hitting him squaw in the head, bringing an immediate halt to the match. Like, Roman went off to the corner, and Bray just kind of looked at him and started just, like, staying in kayfabe and just, like, yelling at him. He was promptly kicked out. Now, no charges have been laid. However, WWE has officially banned him from all future live events, including pay-per-views and Raws, which they don't come to BC anyway for pay-per-views and Raws anymore. So, I mean, the closest you'll get is Edmonton, and they don't want to go to Edmonton because of the guy that came from there that killed his wife and son and then himself.
Oh.
So, yeah, this is like, I don't know what goes through fans' minds thinking, I'm going to hop the rail and I'm going to attack a guy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to spit on a guy. Because as soon as you touch a guy, he's got free reign to do whatever he wants to you. I remember, actually, back in Edmonton, it was RVD versus Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match for the IC title. Mm-hmm. And Eddie was going to climb to the top rope and do a frog splash. And some bald idiot wearing Edmonton Oilers jersey came in and pushed the ladder over and was like going, yeah, I did it. And he's jumping up and down. And Eddie Guerrero just came in.
Leave it to us crazy Canucks to get drunk up and whatever.
And Eddie Guerrero just came in and just went, popped him twice in the head and knocked him down.
Oh, good Lord, people, at least let the performers do their jobs and you guys just stay there.
I got a funny story. I don't have the footage. I don't have the footage for this anymore because it was on an old Kodak digital camera that my mother gave me years ago.
Oh my God.
One of the last times WWE came to Moncton for a live event. It was Edge versus Batista. And Edge was doing the La Familia thing, and he had Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder with him as the Edge heads.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there was this group that he had with Vicky Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero,
Right.
and then, yeah.
Okay.
And so Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, they basically had long hair, and they had kind of like the same build as Edge. So one night, when Edge won like his third or fourth world title, they came out to take bumps for the Undertaker, and they had like fake tattoos, like he had like the Rated R Superstar stuff on him.
Uh-huh.
So they came out in his gear and were like taking choke slams, and it's like, wait, that's not Edge. And then Edge would come in and spear Undertaker would kick out, then he'd roll under the ring, and then out came another Edge head, and he took a bump, and yeah. And this is before woo woo, it, and then whatever stick they tried to give Kurt Hawkins before they fired him.
Okay.
So, anyways, it was a street fight. Not a street fight, false count anywhere. It was some type of DQ. They did this thing where they try to make people vote for like the same match 3 times. Because like, oh, you can be a street fight or false count anywhere. No
Okay.
DQ. And like, they're all the same match except false count anywhere. They can be pinned anywhere. So, they brawled to the outside, and they were close to me and my buddy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they were like, and I was like, maybe like 4 or 5 feet away from Batista and Edge, and they're just going back and forth. And this idiot in front of me turns around, and he's like, push me. I'm like, what? He's like, push me. I'm like, into Dave? Into Drax?
Are you nuts?
That's what I said. I said, are you nuts? He's like, yeah, push me into him. And I'm like, no, you can do that on your own. But he never ended up doing it. But I'm just like, what did you hope to accomplish? Like, yeah, I'm gonna throw you into a 42-year-old, 300-pound muscle-bound. Like, he'll fucking Bautista bomb you into the cement. Like, you'll go through the cement.
Die.
You'll go through the cement and into the swamp. Because our city's built on a swamp.
Leaving it up to the Western people. Oh, dear God.
No. This was in Moncton. This was in Moncton. This was at Moncton.
He doesn't sound like he was from here.
You know, some of the people I met here, yeah, it probably was.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. There are some crazy wackos all over this freaking country.
Yeah, there's one guy in the local
village.
Kinda. He is known for getting really in people's faces at our shows, and sometimes he will like actually he round up and punch one guy. I think it was Kevin that he round up and punch, and like that's one of the things like I wanted to like just like pull the guys aside. I'm like, why do you keep letting him in? Why do you keep putting up with this? Like, he constantly assaults us. I mean, I know he's like slow in the head. I'm not gonna say anything else, but like
probably doesn't realize it's not.
Well, he does, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Like,
yeah,
sit there, you know, yell what you want, you know, have a good time, but don't throw anything at the wrestlers. Don't touch the wrestlers unless it's like a meet and greet backstage or whatever.
Yeah, don't go way.
Don't throw money in the banks at Roman Reigns. Because who knows what was in that thing? It could have been a brick. It could have killed him. It could have injured him. It could have been a fluke injury, and it could have taken him out. Like. We have too many people.
Nose injury.
Yeah, like we got too many people that are out right now for injuries. We don't need any more. Anyways, so I seen on your list here. You want to talk about Star Wars Land versus the Star Trek cruise?
Well, actually, it was not really versus. It was on Nerdist News like during the week. Apparently, Disney is planning on taking the one of their areas and turning into a Star Wars Land, and Star Trek. They teamed up with a cruise line, and well, it's gonna be captained by Captain Kirk, aka the man himself, William Shatner.
Yeah, so I read this.
As captain.
I read this story too, and it basically was for the cruise, it just sounds like, you know, it's like a cruise line. You go on there for a few days, but
and there's gonna be cast members from the Next Generation right up to who knows what.
As far as I remembered, it was Shatner, Jonathan Frakes,
and
Deanna Troy. I can never know how to pronounce her real name.
I could never figure it out too.
Who else is on there?
Dear God, I can't remember either.
They need to get Quark, and he has to run the bar.
Yes, Quark. And I would actually laugh my ass off if someone was dressed up as the Doctor on there from Voyager, and I'd go nuts. I'm like, oh my God!
He was actually in Deep Space Nine.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, as an EMH and as Zimmerman. That's actually the episode where you find out.
Interesting to see that they did manage to do double takes of whatnot.
Well, the thing too is that he was gonna base the next EMH on Bashir, and then like this truth starts unraveling that his parents had him genetically engineered or genetically altered at birth, which is in Star Trek universe is a no because of Khan.
Well, that sounds just about right.
Eugenics Wars, I want to say, which is supposed to happen in the far-off year of 1999.
Never happened.
Yeah, future casting. Because like, I mean, look at the late '80s. They all thought in Back to the Future 2 we'd have flying cars, 18 Jaws movies, and $50 Pepsis, which I'm still waiting for. I want that bottle, Pepsi. I want that bottle. I want Crystal Pepsi, and I want that goddamn Back to the Future 2 bottle.
Oh crap!
I mean, I know it's got to be plastic. You don't make glass bottles anymore, but I want it.
Oh, it'd be nice to have the glass bottles just for nostalgia's sakes. Of course, there are places you can get in bottled pop, of course. And
I will actually in October. I will spend on October 21st. I do plan on getting clothes that don't fit. Trying to find that gasoline style hat and like pulling all my pockets inside out so I can look like Marty McFly Jr. Yeah. So we'll go back to Star Wars Land. So this is something that's supposed to be announced during Disney's little Disney. I think it's Disneyland, Disney Adventure.
Apparently it's going to be out in I don't know if it's apparently
California.
It's going to be California. Yeah, exactly, California. They're going to be remodeling a whole area where some of the studios used to be. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I mean, for crying out loud, have those areas as a history of Disneyland or something. Well,
apparently
I don't know.
The area that they want to tear down and make into Star Wars area.
Was the old Tomorrowland, I think?
No, it's actually like some type of Mickey thing.
Oh,
it didn't
right.
It didn't see much. It doesn't see much attraction. So out with the new, out with the old and with the new.
Right.
Yeah. So moving on to the next topic. I'm gonna throw all three of these in together because they seem to be all about reboots. Well, one's going to actually be a remake. So Konami, it's weird, man. It's weird looking at, or sorry, not Konami, Capcom. But speaking of Konami, it's so weird seeing Konami fall and continually fall down into obscurity. And like as soon as MGS5 is released, it's like they're done. Like there's nothing else. Like Silent Hill pachinko machines and Castlevania hentai machines.
Right.
Fuck that noise.
Fuck that
Cancel
shit.
Silent Hills. Cancel
here.
PT. Take it off completely existence because you and Kojima had a bad breakup. But it's weird because this was the kind of thing that Capcom was doing years ago with the on-disc DLC.
Yeah.
And let's cancel every goddamn Mega Man game we have in production because fuck Inafune. When Inafune is just like, well, fuck you. I will get $4 million to make my rebirth of Mega Man in the form of Mighty Number 9. So, but now Capcom was like, you guys bought Resident Evil HD remake for the newer consoles, and you made us a lot of money. So we want to put this out here. Do you want us to remake Resident Evil 2? We'll leave it up to you. And in their infinite wisdom, the crowds were just like, hell yes, give me more of that, please. And so what ends up happening? They're like, okay, you guys asked for it, we're going to give it to you. So Resident Evil 2 remake in that same style of Resident Evil and Resident Evil 0 on the GameCube that we uprised and did it again. So that's a thing. I know Remy is really, really, really excited for this. Like, he's a big fan of Resident Evil. We've got quite a few of them, and I'm always intrigued by them, but I've never really gotten into them and played them all the way through. I played 0 a little bit, a couple Halloweens ago, but other than that, I'm glad that something like this is actually being done. Like it's going to be a true remake. So
just
like
the remake that's happening for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, but I think with Final Fantasy VII, they're going to drastically change it a little bit. That's what my feeling is.
It's hard to be sure, but everyone's just kind of saying like, no, don't change it, but just uprise the graphics and whatnot in the gameplay.
Actually, I've been kind of hopping in and out of Maximilian Dude's streams. He's doing Final Fantasy VII on the PC, and he's got a bunch of like visual mods put in where it makes it actually look pretty good. Yeah. So, I don't know, the community seems to be doing a better job at remaking the game than Square is. But,
no surprise.
Okay, so moving on from Resident Evil Remake, let's talk about a couple reboots that are coming through. So, this one's got me excited. Will Smith has been pushing to be an executive producer and trying to relaunch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Really?
And apparently now in like an NBC call, and this is falling into the next reboot we're going to talk about quickly.
Okay.
They've pretty much confirmed it. They're gonna reboot Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
So Smith's not going to be in it. Maybe, I don't know. They haven't determined yet. He's going to be executive producer, but maybe he'll come in for a guest spot here and there. Who knows?
Guest spot.
So
he'll be probably Uncle Will.
Uncle Will. That would be awesome. I mean, he's old. He's actually the same age now as James Avery was when Fresh Prince first started.
Well, yeah.
So they're saying that they want to keep the same type of flow for the show. Like they want to be a sitcom, but they want to kind of delve into today's problems.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted, like, it's Smith's producing this. I really want them to put in, like, if they're gonna go with, I hope they don't go full natural or natural progression of the story, because to be honest, that last season of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is really rough to watch. I mean,
it's
other than
dull.
Besides that weird guest star from Julia White, who's just being a normal person and dating Ashley, that was kind of weird. It's just like, why is Urkel dating Ashley? But
right.
But if it's going to be the same characters, I mean, they have to do a really good casting job, because nobody can beat that cast. Like,
no kidding, and no one could beat Will Smith's brilliance back in the day too.
Yeah. Well, I gotta just say
unless one of the kids, his kids, decides to take the.
I think Jada Pinkett Smith is going to be helping out on this, obviously, because she's no longer doing Gotham. Fish Mooney's gone.
Well, she didn't want to. She just wanted to do the one season. That's it.
Yeah. Actually, going to Gotham a little quick. What do you think they're going to do with Selena next year? Because she kind of did a complete 180 at the finale. She was just hanging out, and then Fish Mooney shows up, and she's just like, "Hello, child." It's like, "Hi." It's like, "Do you want to be my henchwoman? You're gonna have to shave the side of your head and act crazy." Like, okay. Whatever. So, look forward to a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot, and I kind of want going back to season 6. Like I said, it's really hard to, because season 5 was all about Will and Lisa, and it's like, he got a steady girlfriend. He said he loved her. He got rid of the Chictionary, so he doesn't have to pick any girls. Mm-hmm. And then they were gonna get married, and then all of a sudden she just chickened out at the end, just like, I'm not ready. And then, like, her father and his mother got together and got married after spending one night together.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's how that season ended.
Fuck, that's...
Yeah, and then the next season was just like, just go back to his old ways, I guess. It's kind of funny though how I'll bitch about that, how it's like, oh, just Will going back and, macking on girls and all that, and, new girl every week. I'm mad about that, yet I'm still mad at Big Bang Theory for everyone still staying, well, most of them staying together. The only people that stayed together so far, to my knowledge, is Bernadette and Howard. Everyone else broke up with their significant others.
Yeah. I got no words how that monstrosity was just so lazy.
Yeah, we kind of grew out. I've grown out of Big Bang Theory.
I mean, for crying out loud, you could have just ended it like big and bold, and like everyone, instead of so like, boo-hooey, well, whatever. Like, I don't want to be with you. Like,
that's what do you do? That's not how it happened. I don't think. Anyway, we stopped halfway through the season. I just read what the finale was, and
I'm just doing that little flappy thingy with my fingers.
The fighting. Like, stop,
yeah,
stop,
exactly. Stop it!
Stop it!
It's just lazy writing and all that. Like, you could have had Will Wheaton in there, just kind of smarten things up.
I was too busy riding off all that Sharknado 2 money.
Oh, good God! I still haven't seen that.
I saw
any of them. I mean, from start to finish.
They were on, like, they're really dumb.
Yeah, I know. They're dumb. They're stupid. They're still worth watching, apparently.
So, next reboot, I don't know if this is with Lucy Lawless or not, but they are actually...
Yes, it is.
They're doing a Xena reboot.
Yeah.
They're going to start it over again.
Xena reboot. Remember the big pilot that you wanted? You really wanted to buy it.
And I completely forgot about to go back for it. There's $20 for a Lucy Lawless Xena cardboard standee.
And I made the joke, you're not putting that on my side of the bed.
My two favorite ladies. I mean, you're like Peter with that cutout of God, what was that model's name? I can't remember. But he actually took it into the shower with it and just like there's like one shot where like the cutout hits the shower wall and then his hands hit the wall and there was just like ah. It got too wet and the head fell off and he thought he killed her, so he buried the cardboard cutout outside.
Okay, that's...
And Lois is like, fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, talking about reboots and remakes, how about we go and see what's on yours? Pokemon Yellow remake for 3DS.
Yay! It sounds like they've been doing it with all the other ones so far, and now they're actually going to be doing a Pokemon Yellow reboot for the 3DS, and apparently it's looking pretty damn sweet.
I'm just going to look up this a little bit more, because I never even heard about this. This is news to me.
I think I have it's saved here on my phone here somewhere, so let me see here. Here we go.
Oh, it's actually going to come out soon. I didn't see any screenshots
yeah,
of
that's
this.
the same site I just...
Yeah, so I'm just reading this up from Pokedex.com. So, Nintendo has just released their next game remake, Pokemon Yellow. They intend to remaster the 1998 hit and make it available to the 3DS, new 3DS, and the 2DS. This will be a 20th anniversary and will be released worldwide November 13th. So...
That's this year.
It's the last Gen 1 remake where Fire Red and Leaf Green back in January of 2004. This was released for the Game Boy Advance and put into color, and also introduced the Sevi Isles and made Gen 2 Pokemon available after getting the National Pokedex. This Gen 1 remake will include all 719 Pokemon available for capture after beating the league and completing your Kanto Pokedex.
Jeez, that's going to be a longer playthrough for me.
Yeah, as well as all of the Pokemon being available, Legends included. All TMs and berries from other generations have been added in. So, yeah, this is basically going to be Pokemon X and Y, but in the Kanto region, and you've got Pikachu as your starter. I wonder if they're going to model the trainer after Ash. Because you know,
you kind of have to now.
Pokemon Yellow puts in elements from the anime in there. Because like you've got Jesse and James and Meowth.
Meowth.
I think that's
although he doesn't really talk all that much, but he's more like all the rest of the Meowths there.
I would think it would be pretty cool if they could get the as much as I hate 4Kids, the voice cast for that show is pretty iconic. Could this be the first Pokemon where we could have a voice cast? Could you imagine, like, every time you run into Jesse and James, the theme song would play, and they would do,
God.
and they would go, prepare for trouble, make it double.
Oh, good God.
Sit a night all peaceful within our nation, Yugi boy. Woo!
Oh, good God. Shit.
I've always said it, like, I think it's Eric Stewart that does the voices. I'm like, listen to Brock and listen to Kaiba, the same voice. Listen to Pegasus, listen to James, same voice. I want those universes to collide. Like, I play Onyx in attack mode. So yeah, that's actually something I would actually kind of look forward to, because I love... everyone would just be like, oh, you guys are just stuck in Gen 1. It's like, that's what we grew up on. I never played anything else beyond that. I did play Gold. I did play Heart Gold on DS.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. But other than that, nope. Didn't play anything else. So we actually need a 3DS to play that on.
Yeah, we're going to have to look for one.
Have to hold off on that.
Get one.
I'm going to talk about this, even though you've never seen it. So, Melanie refuses to watch any of these. I'm watching these because I'm honestly curious about how much of a train wreck this is going to be. And it continues to be a train wreck. And that, ladies and gentlemen, of course, is the latest trailer for the live-action Gem and the Holograms movie. Now, I've never watched a full episode of Gem in my life. I know the theme song.
I've seen a lot of it. I grew up with this show. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah,
although there was quite a few points in it that you would have to question it, but it definitely left you thinking sometimes.
Well, the thing is, too, is that this was made by Hasbro. This is the same animation company and the same team that did Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I always imagine a crossover with all three universes. Like, can you imagine, like, the G.I. Joes use the Transformers to attack, and Gem and the Holograms sing, like, musical numbers in between. So if my understanding of the premise is that it's this holographic machine that turns Jera. Is there a name Jera?
I really don't remember the names, honestly, but I just remember the premise. It's just this main character. She is the daughter of a her father dies, and she becomes the sole owner of this music company, and she's struggling to try to keep it all afloat while this other company is trying to, well, damage it with their main band, the Misfits. So it's sort of like a musical war if you think of it. But to make it a long story short, her father had invested in this technology to make his daughter transform into this other superstar. So kind of give her a bit of a double life with this technology, this holographic technology. She has to wear these type of earrings that'll cause that to happen, and the clothes would magically appear on her. So yeah. So it kind of makes the little things complicated, considering her boyfriend and her doesn't she has to keep it secret, which is kind of stupid, but you get the idea.
Kind of like, well, kids today will probably they'll recognize it better as Hannah Montana, except Hannah Montana doesn't have earrings that will turn her into a superstar. They just have a shitty wig. Then they had 3 seasons. They had 6 seasons in a movie.
That's how the thing is. What I've seen from the photos of Gem and the Hologram trailers, and like my best friend Tara has showed me, and I'm like, why does this look like it's going to go bad?
Okay, let me give you the. So you described the premise of the show, which we all know, is silly because it's 80s cartoons. There's really not much plot to an 80s cartoon. Yeah. They're basically giant commercials to sell toys to kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Mattel Choco robot Power Hour.
What the hell are you talking about?
This was on The Simpsons, where they had this. They wanted a new show after Krusty, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna put this thing, kids news for kids," and they're like, "Oh, it's." We're replacing with the Mattel's Mars Bar Choco Bot Power Hour. Basically, there were robots made out of chocolate, and they had like Mattel toys. Basically, it was a big advertisement. Oh, it's weird.
Okay,
but yeah. So, General Hologram, silly concept, silly show, but you know what? It's nostalgia for us. So they're killing that nostalgia by saying, "Okay, Jera and her friends just make a YouTube video, and it goes viral," which. Not how it works. You don't just you don't upload a video to YouTube and you automatically become famous. Like, if that was the case, why the hell have we not gotten past 100 views on a whole bunch of our videos? Anyway, so record company finds it and they go, like, "Oh, we'll sign you to a band." It's like, wait, you're the star. We'll sign you to a contract. I thought we were friends. Single tear goes down her like glittered filled face, and then of course. Friendship rules in the end, and they'll get back together. That's gonna be the plot. This new trailer
sounds like the Spice Girls.
The new trailer has home video of Jera's father building something. It's like, this is what you're gonna need, and it's a robot that shoots out holograms, but it's just old video footage. I'm waiting for someone to parry this instead of the image of Jera's father going, "Family's important. Stay true to your friends," whatever. I'm waiting for, "Help you, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope." It still looks as bad as ever. Like, I'm expecting this to flop just as bad as Fantastic Four. Oh god. Like,
we're not touching Fantastic Four ever.
I think Hollywood is about to realize that you just can't take an 80s property, make it make it a live action movie and expect to make money. I mean,
and expect to actually let it adapt to this type of era.
Like, I don't know how Transformers does it. I don't know how Michael Bay does it. Like, yeah, like, audiences are stupid. They like to see shit explode. And I don't think people go to see these Transformers movies for the Transformers. They go to see the explosions. They sure as hell don't go for the acting, because the acting's horrible. I don't care who's in this. I don't care Kelsey Grammer's
The only thing that is actually worth watching is probably the voice acting. That's probably the only thing that they actually put more effort in.
And that's the thing. I think Frank Welker came back to voice. Megatron's dead and gone, but they actually rebuilt him into Galvatron, which he doesn't look anything different. No,
they just fixed him up. That's all they really did. He didn't change his name.
But I kind of wish that like, Frank Welker did it, but he sounded a lot more like Megatron, less like Galvatron with the high pitchy voice. Anyways, yep, Gem and Holograms, it's going to suck. We all know it's going to suck. This new trailer does nothing for it. It's going to suck. Oh god.
Fans are not really pleased of it. I mean, for crying out loud, Gem and the Holograms took place in the 80s, where everything can be actually, well, how should I say this? Accepted no matter what. And you should have at least put it set in the 80s.
Yeah, like, what's wrong with keeping stuff set in the...
Like that 70s show as a movie.
Look at... I haven't seen it yet, and I've heard nothing but great reviews for it. I will eventually get around to seeing it. Straight Outta Compton. It looks like it was in the 90s, which is what it's supposed to be. Like, it looks so good. Like I actually do want to see this. I mean, like, I'm not the biggest fans of oh god, who's all part of that group? NWA. Yeah, Eazy-E. I never knew his music. I look at him and I see Ryder from San Andreas, and I still laugh every time that you do the bike mission. He's like, "Keep up, motherfucker!" Why that makes me laugh every time, I don't know. But it still looks like a really good. Like, people have been ranting about this movie for like the last few months, and it's like the best biopic in like the longest time. And that's actually something I will be interested in watching soon. Yeah, Gem and Holograms. Oh god, it looks awful. I no plans to see it. Maybe we'll see it, but we sure as fuck aren't giving any money to it.
No.
We'll figure out some other ways. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge to watch it, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Do we gonna cover CoverGirl makeup?
Yeah, the CoverGirl is making a Star Wars makeup line in preparation for the movie.
You'll have to explain this to me, because I don't get movie tie-ins with makeup, because we went to you went to Maritime Beauty one time, and you were looking at like stuff from Pirates of the Caribbean line. I'm just like,
yeah, I know, that was back in the day. In case if some of you guys don't know, basically, CoverGirl has nabbed a merchandising tie-in with Star Wars The Force Awakens, along with several other brands, intending to release a limited edition Star Wars merch on Force Friday, September 4th. The upcoming CoverGirl line, aside from being undeniable acknowledgement of the femme side of the Star Wars fandom, includes a tube of lightsaber-inspired mascara, plus a line of lipstick colors with names inspired by Star Wars quotes from both past and future. That's right, CoverGirl's lipstick packaging reveals 2 new lines from the upcoming film, which are "I will finish what you started," "There has been an awakening," "Illumined to the light," and there's some speculation of what those lines might mean. But personally, I'm just reading what it says on the Mary Sue here. So they have like a whole... There's this one girl, she reminds me of Edie all of a sudden by the way she's looking.
Yeah, she does look a little bit like Edie from Mass Effect.
Yeah, and the other one on the left-hand side, on the... my god, she reminds me of something, but it's basically the... oh god, it was...
She's trying to look a lot like C-3PO in that.
C-3PO, but it reminded me of like those little those robots from... I was like, that look female robots that I've seen from the 1930s or so. Like, I don't remember what it is.
Metropolis.
Yeah, exactly, Metropolis.
Yeah.
And honestly, that does look almost like her or whatnot, but also the fact that she's gold reminds me of that gold member.
I am from Holland. Isn't that weird? Yes. Yes. Dr. Eva, can I paint as you? Oh, God. It's kind of my thing. How about no? You freaky Dutch bastard.
Apparently, back 15 years ago, Yves Saint Laurent did a line inspired by Queen Amidala. I did not know that, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, okay. Well, the fact that I think that maybe CoverGirl is doing I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it depends on the company, but then the fact is that CoverGirl is a lot more success. You can get it a lot more at other places, but also it's dirt cheap, so it's not too expensive. It's very affordable and it's very accessible from anywhere. So it depends on where you're gonna be, it's gonna be available at, for crying out loud. That's my only thing. Is like, is it gonna be a one particular store or whatnot? So it's gonna be hard to be sure which is going on. So that's all I have to say about it. I mean, it does sound interesting, but I'm just like, okay, a little skeptical, but I'm curious at the same time.
I'm just thinking back to now the makeup of Queen Amidala from episode 1. Just like the white face with the dots on her cheeks.
Dots on her cheeks and the top lip done and her middle lip. Mid-lip.
Let me pretend to do a British accent and then inexplicably lose it. It's like, oh, wait, no, I'm Keira Knightley all of a sudden. Yeah.
Okay.
Other chance brings danger to us all. We are brave, Your Highness. I'm still in high school acting. God. Why is it Liam Neeson and Hugh McGregor are the only good parts of that movie?
It was only that... Yeah.
It's Ray Park as well, Darth Maul. Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon are the same.
Well, Ray Park barely spoke, especially, the only problem was they redubbed his lines with somebody else.
Oh, what are you gonna do? He had a kick-ass scene in Fanboys. He dug out the batons and actually did kind of a little fight scene. That's a good recommendation. If you're a fan of Star Wars, go look up Fanboys. It's by the Weinstein Company. It was a little production. It was kind of like an indie movie. Basically, it follows a group of guys who go on a road trip to Skywalker Ranch to try and steal a copy of Episode 1 and watch it before release. Mainly because one of the guys in their group is dying of cancer, and they're trying to get that as kind of his final send off or whatnot. It's a really funny road trip. It stars God help me, I can't remember his name. He was Jerem. No, we don't have it. I've just seen it on Netflix a bunch of times. I did own the Blu-ray one time, but no longer have it. I should get it though.
Yes.
It's Jay Burchell from Knocked Up and for us Canadians out there, Popular Mechanics for Kids. Who remembers that?
Yeah, she's also the voice of Hiccup in the How to Train Your Dragon series.
Yeah. Oh my God, you said it right. You usually call it How to Train Your Pet Dragon.
Well, it's not.
And for some reason, I add .com at the end.
I've seen enough to actually get it embedded into my brain.
Yeah, so that's just a great movie. You guys, if you're a fan of Star Wars, like tons of cameos from the cast of Star Wars. I mean, Carrie Fisher's in there, Billy D. Williams, Ray Park,
everyone.
Trying to think. I'm trying to think of other. Actually, I think as far as cameos, those are the only characters. I think Warwick Davis might be in there somewhere. I think I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen the movie, but
no worries.
Seth Rogen's in there a bunch. Because it's the Weinstein Company, there's like a really funny scene with Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, and I can't remember the character's name. Was it Kelly the sexy stud from Clerks 2, the one that fucked the donkey? it was a really funny cameo by that. Yeah,
God.
very funny cameo by that. You guys go check it out. Go check it out, fanboys. Kristen Bell's also in it too. I think post Veronica Mars. I don't know. I never watched Veronica Mars, so
I never watched that series either. So
yeah, but that's a fantastic movie. Let's see here. I think that's...
What did we miss that we were going to talk about last week that we didn't get a chance to?
Let's take a look at the topics here.
From last week that we missed.
Let's see.
I
think we covered Dinklebot being replaced by Nolan North.
Yeah, Kraft Dinner, we did. I don't think...
Kraft Dinner.
Yeah, they actually changed. They're back to KD now.
Nothing too major.
Nothing really too major. I mean that
it's just being called. It's like the packaging just says KD instead of Kraft Dinner.
Yeah,
just a
back
change.
to the way it was when we were kids. So
I don't remember it ever being just called KD.
I remember it being called KD. I mean, especially
but you Americans out there have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. KD Kraft Dinner.
They have their own Kraft Dinner down there, but it's not the same. So
it's basically just a box of mac and cheese that you just, basically add water and a stick of butter to, and bam, you got mac and cheese.
Stick of water and milk.
Yeah. Basically, it's like, that's college food. That's what you buy when you're in college. Not me, though, because, like, the funny thing is that everyone's just like, oh, you're going to live off Kraft Dinner when you're in college, and as soon as I graduated high school, and this is a true story, I've never had a single box of Kraft Dinner since high school. So this is going on 15 years now. I
still eat it.
I have not had Kraft Dinner for the last half of my current adult life. I've never had a box of it. I just never done it. Never bothered to, because I was just like, fuck that. Fuck eating, living off KD and Mr. Noodle. I'm going to learn how to cook. And I did. Barely. I know how to stuff shit in the oven and make sure it doesn't burn or just cook it the way I like it. So, I'm fine. Like, I'm all good on that front. So, maybe someday, like, we should actually, like, open up one of the boxes and I'll, like, actually have some.
I fancy it up so it doesn't taste so bland, so...
I actually prefer just, the way it's intended. But, that's me. Alright, so I think we're about at time right now. And
you went overtime last time.
Yeah,
so...
well, I had a lot to talk about, especially with
you sure did.
the hitbox thing, and God, I went off on something else. I can't remember. This was like a week ago. I don't remember this shit, but we don't have any questions this week again. So again, we're opening up to you guys. Like, ask us anything. Also. Put down a game.
Comment, and subscribe.
Put down a game that you want us to play next, because right now we've got like, I think I've got like our NES Pinball Challenge, and like 2 more parts of Uncharted that we just started up, but we haven't come back to in like months. Mm-hmm. But now that we got the new PC and the new setup, we
need to test it.
Yeah, we're probably gonna record more stuff. So,
definitely do stuff.
Suggest
live.
a game for us to play. If you're listening this far into it, suggest a game for us to play, and we'll look into that, because we're always looking for ideas. Like,
or especially when we do our live cast too.
Yeah, because
like,
we
make
have our
suggestions. Like,
we have our complete list on our Twitch and Hitbox cast. So anytime you want us to check a game out, go for it. Although I do have something planned for my first official live stream now that we got testing out of the way. Probably just going to pop in an RPG and go through that. But thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode. Again, any questions you want to ask for the end of the show, leave it down in the comment below, and we'll read it for next week. So, this is Couples Cast 15. Signing out, I'm Johnny.
I'm Melanie.
You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.